What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm sick, so I'm at home right now chilling. We're gonna try and go into work today, God willing. I went in yesterday, and that was a painful day to get through. Um, I'm feeling slightly better. My head just like congested in the head and stuff like that. So, anyhow, yeah, what I wanted to talk about, I had a few things I wanted to talk about. A lot of the same problems, you know. Not much has changed. We about 2 weeks into the new year, and yeah, just not much has changed. It feels like for me, and I think I'm starting to like. I'm noticing this other cycle in myself. I'm just mad at myself for not being better, but in being mad, I don't really have like a way to address it. I guess, or I don't know. Um, I understand why. Gosh, so much in my head. I think I understand why I have like a resentment towards women and dating right now. It's because I'm mad at myself in that, and instead of like taking responsibility, I do think there's some true resentment. Like I'm just like, dang, like they don't find me attractive. Like, what's the problem or what's wrong with me? But I think there's also like a resentment in like I'm probably just mad at myself in a lot of things, and it's easier to blame other people than it is to take responsibility. I told myself a goal I had this month was to make or to write 3 lists. And the 3 lists would be what I want out of a partner, what I want to prioritize and value, and what I need to do to love me more. I got the first 2 lists done pretty well, and I think I could add more to them. Totally could. So I'll share some of those. What I want in a partner: someone who can get along with my mom and my dad's family, mesh well. That's very important to me. I feel like my parents' families can be a lot sometimes. So it's like if you can't fit into that, if you can't marriage, even if you like an introvert and you're like, okay, I'm out of like social battery, we gotta go. Understandable, but so you gotta be able to fit in well. That's important to me. But yeah, someone who can get along with my mom and dad's family, naturally self audits himself, can have very open and honest talks, biblical faith, nuanced and open to hearing about nuance, a hustler, affectionate and loving, playful and goofy, isn't afraid to turn it up. And I'm like, that can range from like, just playing loud music in the car, we having a great time together, just me and her, or maybe like every few months or so we do go out dancing, or we go out and we just like have a drink. Nothing crazy. I want a person who's also disciplined. Disciplined is important, but a person that's not afraid to have fun, I think. And then lastly, can talk to my mother with ease. I know that kind of goes with the first one, is like getting along with my mom and dad's family. My mother, apparently, I feel like to a lot of girls I've talked to or brought around, is intimidating. But I think my mom's like the coolest person and most honest and open, and like she's so blunt and real. And so I'm like, if a person can mesh with my mom like I try to do, or like how I naturally feel like I can, then I'm like, yeah, getting along with my mom to me is like a sign of you're a real person. So that list. What I want to prioritize, a bunch of vague words, I think, but I think they mean something to me. Integrity, honesty, humility, faith, patience, and community. I should have discipline on that too for myself. Sorry if you hear me sniffle. I apologize. That was disgusting. Doing no mic. But I was like, okay, those are good starters for that list. So then I started to what Shane needs to do to love Shane. And I said, stop feeling chasing. Clearly, I've said that to you guys before. Do things that make Shane feel good long term. I'll go into that one in a sec. Stop caring and decreasing my own mind. And what I mean by decreasing my own mind is like the humility. So that's kind of what I wanted to get into. A few things I wanted to say was, one, I was listening to my boy's podcast yesterday. And as I'm listening to him talk about him being on his grind and how he's had people around him give up and how he just like worked crazy last year to get to the point where he's at now, where today is easy because yesterday was hard kind of stuff. I was walking out of work listening to it. I'm like, dang, I'm really not dedicated. And so then I was like, what am I dedicated to? But then I got really mad at myself. And this is where I think both these points are valid for me to think about and feel. But the decrease in my own mind thing came from, man, I hate that I'm listening to my homie's podcast and I'm thinking about me. I hate that when I have conversations with so many people, I just want to talk about me. I hate it. I hate it so much. Because if I'm honest, part of me has made it that I'm scared of being so self-consumed, even with my negative, that I can never have honest, meaningful, open relationships. And then two, I don't want to be a narcissist or anything. And like three, I guess the third point would be like I just want to. I've made an idol, I guess, out of curiosity, or like curious people. I think I've made an idol out of a lot of my friends in a new way. I think I'd stop making them idols and now they're idols again. But I'm like, these are habits that I need to have because this is what a successful good person does. A good person's curious, you know, and I think it's true. But I think that curiosity has to be authentic, and right now it's not, and I'm mad at myself for it. I'm just mad at myself. Um, I was also mad how much I struggled with that list though. So decrease my own mind is just like I have to humble myself. I have to. Shane is God is first, and then as God sanctifies me, I'm better in my approach with people. Um, yeah, there's so much. I also want. The one point I wanted to go to, the do things that make Shane feel good long term. So I kind of started talking to this girl recently. You know, talking like that. It was, you know, fall asleep on the phone and stuff. Hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but I think I got in my own head because I noticed like she one there were how do I word this? I think the opportunity of anything serious happening with this person were probably less likely than I had hoped for. But I think once again I got a big ego and a really good feel good about, oh my gosh, this girl likes me and I like her, and it's, you know, you get plugged in or swooped in, and I fell way too quickly and way too fast, and I'm thinking now me and her have some distance, and I'm like, dang, I'm really bothered by the distance. And I was thinking about it last night because I saw that not to sound like a weirdo, but I saw she was out, you know. And I'm like, yeah, cool, you know, live your life. And I try to be as like reasonable and rational about it when I talk to them. But when I'm like in my head, if I'm honest, like, dude, I'm just sad. Like, I'm really bummed about it. And so I was trying to like play this song that I usually know makes me feel good, and the feeling that that song gives me is like just me in the song kind of vibe. And I love that feeling because what it is it's a time when I don't care, and that's really what I want to get to. Not that I don't care about people or I don't care about repercussions of my actions or I don't care about anything. I just want to be so real that if something happens, like, it's like, okay, I can see how this is deserved. Or if something good happens, I'm like, yeah, like this follows, this flows, or whatever. Because I'm just like, I just want to be there. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to be real, but I want to be integral. But it's like, bro, if I'm honest, I'm not integral right now. So then it's like bashing the idea of what I want to be. Like, the idea of Shane is going to be someone who comes integral. But currently Shane isn't integral. So it's like, you know, like it's a weird two-way street. But yeah, anyways, I just fell too fast with shorty and got my feelings hurt. And I do that a lot, bro. I did it all last year. I did it this year. I be getting in situations and I'm just like, yeah, I be hurting myself. And then we can't acknowledge it. And it's like, bro, I had a girl on a dating app that I met. We got each other's number. We was texting. It wasn't like we were texting often or anything necessarily. Like I didn't even consider this person a person I was really talking to, because the texts were still like beginning stage. Bro, I don't know how y'all talk to people still. I've said that in the past as well. How are y'all talking to people? What are you saying to people? Like the basis of getting like, and that's the worst part about it. I'm not a small talker. Okay, so my buddy told me one time, he was like, small talk isn't bad when it's authentic or if it's genuine. I half the time when I'm small talking, I don't mean it. I just want to like vibe with you. Is the vibes there? Can we vibe? But I don't know how to get to the vibes. But that's another thing. That's me just being like, bro, you say you want to be real, just be real. Why don't I just tell him, hey, I'm not a small talker. Like, what's going on in your head, bro? Like, what's happening? You know. I say that now, and that's funny because I'm how scared I get in the moment. I say that because I'm like, dang, with that girl, I can't believe I just wasn't real with her. Like, I did tell her eventually. I'm like, yeah, it's like, I'm bummed, I'm sad about it. She's like, we're gonna be cool no matter what. I'm like, yeah, that's a vibe. Like, I'm down with being cool with you. But it's like, I probably need space away from her because I'm sad. Because I'm like, I want you to go live your life, and I want you to, you know, be right, pursue God, and, you know, find what you need. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm just like at a point, dude, where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know I'm talking to people. That's a lie. I do. I know I'm talking to people. We all know I'm talking to people at this point. It's been pretty clear if you've been listening to the podcast for a minute. I keep saying I'm gonna put these on Spotify too, and I haven't, which I think is really funny. There's a part of me that wants to promote the podcast and the podcast to get big, but there's also a part of me that's scared. Do you know it's a dumb thing? I was thinking about this today. I want to make music about how much I hate making music right now, and I think that's so cringe. So like, okay, let me explain. I don't know if I've said this before on the podcast. I've said it to other people around me. When you make music, you have to, if you haven't made music in a minute, you got to get through like 6 bad songs. Make a song every day or whatever to get to the good ones. And you just start getting in the zone of like, oh, good song after good song. Not even good song, but you just get so neutral to it that you're just like, well, there's a good song or a bad song. You're just like, I'm just making songs. But I've been pretty inconsistent recently. And so I have to get through the bad songs. But then every time I write a song and I hate how bad it is, I just want to start singing about how bad the song is. But the one thing that I hate is rap songs that rap about, like rap songs for the rappers. Like I wrote a song recently. I'll tell you the lyric because I was writing. I'll be overthinking my lyrics too. Where did it go? No, bro. I want to find this lyric because I think I think it's a really good lyric. No, it's not in there. Bro, it's gonna be crazy. No, that's a good song too. It's not that song. Sometimes I write. There it is. Okay. I said, what they saying when they move work, bro, they too first. Got me a little complex, don't want that doom curse. And the doom curse, it's just bars. It's, you know, it's what it is. But my mind, the doom curse is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. I don't want to make music for, like, I want to make music that artists themselves also enjoy and are inspired by and love and care for, da 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 da. But, like, I don't want to make music for musicians. Like, that's, like, terrible. I hate when rappers... when I think of fans of like Hopsin or Tech Nine, and nothing against them because I think they're great musicians. It's like to some degree, like those are people I grew up on. I love a lot of Hopsin songs. I love a lot of Tech songs. But like one of my biggest struggles with a lot of that style of music now is so much of it is like that audience feels like they're rappers themselves or want to be rappers themselves or see themselves as like an artist or something. And so it's like the artist rapping to the artist. Like when you're talking about when you're rapping and the song mentions things like technicality or rappability or song appeal or da 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 da, that's not for like the average person isn't a rapper. So like what is the purpose of mentioning it? So I don't want to make music that mentions that kind of stuff. But I feel like I need to because I'm just like angry and it's how I'm honestly feeling. Like I don't know. That's another thing is I kind of wish my friends. I was listening to my buddy's podcast yesterday and he was telling me how like he used to love like songwriting people. I felt like I had to go away from people when I song wrote because I had to be as authentic as I could be. But sometimes conveying my authentic emotion and thoughts is harder than I think. Like, how do I address my anger? Or how do I speak about my feeling without sounding, you know, cringe, I guess. Like, I wouldn't want to hear a rap song about a guy being mad he's writing a rap song. Like, that just wouldn't be appealing to me. But it's how I'm honestly feeling. So how do I do that in a way where it does come off genuine? How do I address my feelings or emotion musically? So anyways, I was saying, like, I used to feel like I had to get away from people. But now I almost wish I had people that sit down with me and songwrite. But I'm also not in the space to where if I did that, I think it'd be healthy. Like, or I think it could be if I disciplined myself enough. That's another thing is I'm not disciplined right now. Like I'm not adhering to the schedule I meant to set for myself this month. Like my phone's on 24% right now, right? My phone is supposed to be at 50 by this time of day. So that way if I put it on the charger, it'll be at like 80 by the time I go to work, 80 to 100. But I'm like, I didn't wake up early enough to do that. And yeah, so sorry, like I said, if I don't know if I said this, but if I sniffle, I'm so sorry. I know it's gross, but I'm sick, bro. Please bear with me. But But yeah, I just I don't know. I wanted to ask my friend too to help me, but I feel so cringe. I would almost rather ask someone else because I feel like one, he wouldn't want to help me, and then two, uh, the other person that I songwriter with, I think like he's a great artist. I think he's really got to get his emotions out and his ideas and his brain, but we just write totally different things. And so like I think my friends could somewhat like tap into my mind and understand where I'm trying to go that maybe they could. I don't think he really cares where I'm trying to go. He's like, this would just sound dope. And I think that's cool. That's also great input, but I think the ultimate goal is to bring out the artist image or idea. But yeah, sorry, that was a lot, guys. Yeah, you know, uh, yeah, really know where to go from there. So, sounds like a plan. Let's do a prayer, and we'll call it a day. Prayer of Francis Turretin. O Lord, grant that we may, with true humility and faith, receive Christ's righteousness, and that our souls may rest entirely on Him for our salvation. For without Him we are utterly lost. Strengthen us in His assurance, or in this assurance, until we are brought into eternal glory through the same Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Thanks, guys.